I welcome you to today's masterclass session. It is going to be a very, very interesting one. I'm going to be taking you on a journey to show you how, being someone either in the tech space or a non-tech career role, that is, if you own a business, if you are a teacher, lawyer, an educator, a baker, whatever you want to call it, how you can transition into an AI automation role in 90 days. There is a plan that has worked. If you looked at the last testimonial that just played, it was one of our students who had nothing to do in tech. And right now he's currently working as an AI automation engineer, earning in dollars. Okay. So this can also be you if you follow the right steps, if you follow the right procedure, you can also get into that space. I myself am an AI project manager and I know how much I have benefited making use of AI. So we want to show you step by step how to get to that. Okay. But before we get into all of that, I have done a bit of introduction of myself. I want to get to know each and everyone on the call as best as I can. So, like I said earlier, my name is Treasure Akyoko. I am team lead as well as consulting and partnership lead for Analytics and Analytics business. And I officially welcome you to today's masterclass. I am currently based out of Lagos, Nigeria, and I would like to know where you are joining us from. So let's do it in this order. Please go to the chat, type your name and where you are joining us from. Okay. Indulge me. I want to get to know you, give you a shout out before we get into the nitty-gritty of today's session. And if you know of anyone that this will be beneficial to, someone that you've spoken to about tech, or someone that you are trying to get into this space, or you want to help their automation process, their day-to-day activities, please send them the link so that they can learn. So they can also get proper information as well. Okay, so please, I can see the responses coming in. If you are just joining in, welcome to today's session. Just ensure to put in your name and your location where you're joining us from in the chat so I can give you a proper shout out for taking out time on a Wednesday evening to join today's session. Okay, so I can see Ayomide Tumori, who is joining us from Lagos, Nigeria. We have Raymond joining us from Ikeja, Lagos. We have Noro joining us from Jos. We have Olusegun. Olusegun, I don't know where you're joining us from. Ridwan is joining us from Lagos. Aina is joining us from Abuja. Dogara Simon is joining us from Abuja. Maggie, Annie, Enugu, Bright. I'm going to speed this up. Port Abubakar is from Turkey. Okay, welcome. We have Michael who's joining us from Port Harcourt. Labi from Enugu. Daniel from Lagos. We have, okay, Olusegun again from Lagos, Nigeria. Henry from Lagos. I hope I'm not missing out on anyone. Adebola from Abuja. Okay, Esther from Lagos. All right, a special welcome to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for taking our time to join us this evening. I promise to break down each and every information as best as I can. Please ensure you have a bottle of water, a meal, you can have an earpiece, you can have your notes and pen, just so that you can take notes, okay? So my colleague is also dropping in the attendance form on the chat. Okay, so like I said, this is going to be an impactful session. So just so you have access to the recording, you have access to the slides that I'm going to be presenting, please ensure you fill in the attendance form. It's very, very important. And this is the only way we're going to be disseminating information. So we're not going to be doing it to the general public. It's literally only the people who attend this session that have access to that information. So please and please, Deborah is dropping it in the chat. Ensure you fill in your details so we can send you the necessary information once the session is done. Okay. That being said, welcome to today's session. I'm going to just jump right into it, making sure that we don't spend a lot of time on the call, but also making sure it is very, very impactful. Okay. So right about now, I'm going to go ahead to share my screen. And then we can kickstart today's session. Okay, so if you can see my screen, please go ahead to give me a thumbs up. Just use the reaction. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, please go ahead to give me a thumbs up. Okay. Okay, can anyone see my screen so far? If you can see my screen, please give me a thumbs up. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm just gonna go ahead to get started. So, like I mentioned, today's conversation is going to be about transitioning from tech and non-tech roles into AI automation roles or AI automation itself in just 60 days. 60 days is 2 months, okay? So we're going to be looking at how you can move from your current job. This is if you want to transition. So it's going to come in two ways. We're going to look at if you want to transition into AI automation and if you want to integrate AI automation into your current role so you stand a chance to earn higher. Okay. So we're coming about today's topic in two ways. You want to transition from being a doctor, being a lawyer, being whatever current role you are in, into using AI automation or AI automation engineering proper. And then we'd also be looking at how you can integrate AI automation into your processes to earn higher. Okay. So there's a lot of what would I call it now? There's a lot of misunderstanding, okay, when it comes to the transition process. There's a lot of rumors, okay? There's a lot of things to clarify. There are certain ways and certain information that you've been given that made you feel like, oh, I can't get started in AI. I can't get started in tech. I don't have any tech background. I have never done anything tech related. I don't like numbers. I don't like speaking to people, whatever all that pre-notion you have. I'm going to correct it in this conversation, okay? So I'm going to be letting you know the key things that you need to know when it comes to transitioning, how you can integrate it to your own choice of interest. AI is a very flexible concept. It is not a one direction concept. It is basically bent to fit whatever industry you want it to fit. Okay. It depends on your usage. So if you want to use it in the film industry, it works. If you want to use it in the hospitality industry, it works. If you want to use it education sector, it still works. Okay. So you don't have to limit your thinking to state, oh, you just need to be a software person. Or no, you need to be a tech person for you to actually make use of AI. Trust me, a teacher can use AI, a doctor can use AI, and these are many more we'll talk about in today's conversation. Okay, so if you're with me so far, please go ahead to give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up if you've been with me so far. And if you are just joining, welcome to today's session. You missed the introduction, but nothing too much that you won't be able to catch up on. So thank you so much for everyone that's giving a thumbs up. I think right about now, we can get down to business. Okay. So now we're moving into the next slide. So next slide. Who is Tenalytics Business? What give us the right to come talk to you about AI automation, your career pathway, why you should change, and all of that. Okay. So, if you know that this is literally your first time hearing about either Tenalytics or Tenalytics Business, type a 1 in the chat. If you are OGs, people that have joined multiples of our session, please type a 0 in the chat. Okay. So if this is your first time joining 1096 or 1096 Business Masterclass, social media live sessions, please type a 1. If it is not, please give me a 0, a huge big 0. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone. So this is Ayomide Daniels Ibukun. Okay. So based off analysis on eye level, I would say we have more people that are new to this than people that have joined any of our sessions before. So if you're new, please ensure that you are filling the attendance form. It is very, very important so that the special information that we're giving to the first timers, the discount, you're also going to be able to access it. Okay. So please just ensure you fill that form. So for the sake of the first timers in the house, just going to do a brief introduction of Tenalytics Business as an organization. Okay. So Tenalytics Business is essentially a leading ed tech organization. Okay. So we look at training in individuals, not only individuals as well as organizations. So we have trained over 5,000 individuals in the last 5 years, okay? And we've also helped 2,000 people transition from classroom to landing their first job in tech. Not only that, we've trained some of the topmost organizations here in Nigeria, a lot of their staff. Looking at Kuda, there's InfaCredit, there's MTN, Right Food. We provide training services to not just individuals, but organizations as well. The end goal for us is not to say, I have trained you and call it a day. No, we want to help you upskill. We want to ensure that you are growing professionally. That is why most of our courses is not just training. It's not looking at the course end to end and calling it a day. It is looking at the course, looking at how to monetize the skill, looking at how to get a job or a contract role at the end. So this is what we majorly focus on. And for business, we're looking at how to help you achieve your goals and objectives. So if you're looking to train your staff, just send an email at the end, and then we'll be able to get started on that, okay? So next, we look at a lot of top quality courses. Quality courses starting with artificial intelligence, okay? The bane of the future, the very coexistence of the next couple of years is going to be hinged on artificial intelligence. If you are not learning it at this point, you are basically going to be missing out, okay? So this is where Tenantics Business come into play. We want to show you how you can use AI to be more effective in your job role, and also to ensure that you are able to get better, higher paid salary or higher paid roles at the end of the day, okay? So we're basically going to be teaching end-to-end, or we basically teach end-to-end, ensuring that we're looking at the major needs of today. So this is what we focus on here at Tenantics Business. And once I get to a couple down my slide, you will see testimonials of people here in Nigeria, in the UK, Africa, in general, that have been able to transition to also landing a full-time role, okay? So now we're about to get into the main gist of today. If you are ready, type in the chat, I am ready. And yes, I'm going to be calling on this a lot more. I need to know that we are present, we are fully ready to go, and then we can kickstart. Okay, so Raymond said he's ready. Ayomide is ready. We're over 50 on this call. Okay, so please, I would need a lot more responses. Okay, Ibukun is ready. Abdul Samad is ready. Okay, let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. Let's have it. If you are ready, please type I am ready on the chat. Okay, so Michael is ready. Shego is ready. I think we have enough responses. So let's move to the next slide. Okay. So 1 second, let me just put this, stop sharing, and then we share again. So, okay. Moving into who I am, because yes, why am I even coming to speak to you about AI, whatever, in the first place? Like I mentioned earlier, my name is Treasure Akyopo. I am leading the team here at Tenalytics Business. I'm also the consulting and partnership lead for Tenalytics and Tenalytics Business. I have over 5 years of experience cutting across, project management, consulting, partnerships, and so on and so forth. But really what gives me the impetus to have this conversation is how AI personally changed my own life, okay? Fresh out of the uni, not even fresh out, during uni, one of the key things for myself was how I was able to land multiple foreign roles, even while being in Africa, Nigeria specifically, okay? And right now I've gone ahead to mentor a lot of people. I'm talking about over hundreds of people, helping them land AI project manager roles across the globe. Okay. So it was born out of me doing a lot of trial and error. What exactly is going to work? What doesn't work? So I started this at a very, very young age. And, I've been able to understand the process to a very large extent. That's why I've been able to work in, countries like Canada, UK, US, while being in Nigeria and across Europe. I've handled so many projects in these different spaces. Okay. So you might be wondering, oh, how have I been able to get this done? Yes, I'm going to be sharing a cheat code that has worked for me, works for other of my mentees to be able to land roles, and I'm also going to be sharing it on this call with you. Okay, so yeah, still doing the profile thing. I have been leading international hackathons for the US, UK, Europe, specifically in Spain and Netherlands. talking about artificial intelligence, machine learning, coding, and AI ethics. I've also done a lot of customer management role, helping to cut down on, response times to conversation, depending on the AI workflows that I've created. Also leading the business aspect for analytics business. Why the name is here is because of the conversations I've had with companies, and we've been able to land partnership roles with some of the companies I mentioned earlier, and there are so many more. So I lead the partnership end, and then also leading different projects that we have ongoing across the globe. Okay, so this is myself. If you're looking to connect with me, send me a DM on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn profile is on the slide, so I'll also get to share that once I am done. Okay, so thank you so much for having me. Let's get down to business. Okay, so what are we here for? What are we here for? The very first thing we're here for is learning, okay? How can I transition from where I am, whether it's a tech role, whether it's a non-tech role, how can I transition into an AI automation role or integrate AI automation in 60 days? 60 days, do the math, that is 2 months. What would take me years to get done? How can I streamline to 2 months? That is what we're going to be talking about. The next thing is, what AI skills and career paths are in high demand globally? Okay. See, there's a lot of noise out there. And when I started, a lot of people keep telling me, do this. There is data analytics is just starting. Cybersecurity is just starting. Do this, do this. There's just all this information. So what would be a good fit for me and what would be a good fit for you? Because what can work for me is not exactly the same thing that works for you. But you need to know a proper list of what fits into your own skill set. And based off that, also have a high career trajectory. Okay. So once you are able to understand this, and then understand the little tips of how to actually start conversations in getting you those roles, trust me, the chances of you first off landing an interview, that's the first step. Landing your first interview for a foreign role is the first step. Once you scale through that process, it is now how you sell yourself, okay? So I'm going to be talking about the different AI skills, different career paths, and what you need to be doing to land a role globally. I'm not talking Nigerian. I'm talking about earning in dollars, earning in pounds, whatever foreign currency of your choice, okay? But this takes work and it is a process, okay? So this is what I'm going to also be talking about. And then finally, we're going to be looking at AI automation skills and how to launch new opportunities. And then our upcoming course that is starting in February. Okay. So now I want to have a proper discussion with you so that I know the typical audience or the audience on this call, because now you are my sample size. What best describes your current background? Are you in the non-tech space? Are you in the tech space? Are you in data and AI space? Or are you in the business operation? So you want to ask, oh, non-tech, what does that mean? Oh, are you a teacher? Are you a lawyer? Are you, do you drive a bus? Do you own a business? Are you in the tech space? Non-AI aspects to it. Are you a business analyst? And so on and so forth. Data and IT, are you a network engineer, IT engineer, data scientist, data engineer, business and operation? Are you anything business oriented, entrepreneur? Are you someone that is, a business development executive? I want to know what best describes your background. So please put that in the chat so that I understand the sample size of individuals in the call, on the call rather, and I'll be able to profile proper solutions to each and everyone's unique category. Okay. So we have okay, there are a lot of people now. We have to do this very quickly. Teacher who's learning data analytics. We have product managers, non-tech, okay, non-tech, software developers, okay, Dogara, business and operation, Maggie, non-tech, tech, IT infrastructure, tech not, but non-AI. Okay, customer service specialist. All right. So I see that there are different, I would say we have more non-tech tech individuals on the call, more than any other person. So thank you so much. So now what I'm going to be doing is looking at how you can infuse AI into each of these backgrounds. Whether you are non-tech, whether you are tech, whether you're a data person or you're a business operation person, how can you infuse AI into each of these processes? Okay. As a non-tech personnel, you do, sending out emails, you create reports, you do all this, and it can be very annoying and repetitive. This is what AI automation is there to do. This is what it is there to help you achieve. All those rudimentary, monotonous, boring tasks that you do every single day. When I can be handling 4 or 5 projects, why do I need to be doing the same thing over and over again? It doesn't make me productive as a person, and as an organization, it doesn't make your staff productive either. There are a lot of AI tools. So what AI tools do I need to be working on to do my job? The end goal for this is not for you to work hard. If you want to work hard, please, not to shame anybody, but just go and keep helping people that are carrying blocks on their heads when they are building a house. Go and help them. That's proper hard work. But you are a professional on this side to work smart, okay? This is why most of the companies we worked with as of last year, some people were teaching them artificial intelligence, how to set up automation system, because a company, an organization is looking at cost-saving processes. I want to make sure that I am generating more revenue, generating more profits, and spending less, expensing less. So how can I do that as a business? This is what a business quantifies. This is what they look out for. So you need to think of yourself as a business as well. How can I benefit more? I invest in something that would cost me X amount of money, and then it is 10xing my profit every single month. This is what you should be looking at, and this is what AI looks to achieve for you. Okay, so we're going to look at how can I integrate artificial intelligence in each of these different backgrounds, and then what does it do for me as an individual. Okay, so thank you so much for explaining or listing out your different roles. I can see it's a mix of both tech and non-tech, and a bit of data and IT professional. So we'll just talk on each of these categories as we move on. Okay, so now, next slide. So, like I mentioned, why are we doing automation, and then why now? Why should I be thinking about AI automation in this day and age? What does it do for me? How do I tend to benefit? So, these are the reasons why you should focus on it. The AI automation market between 2024 and projected amount in 2030 is a wide margin, okay? In 2024, where we had over $13 billion, that we could use in this industry. And it is projected that by 2030, it is going to be over $50 billion for share or for grabs for different people to take and benefit from it. Okay. So now you wonder, oh, I'm a Nigerian. Why would someone in the US pick me? That is the $1 billion question. Why would they pick me when they have effective individuals that will be able to achieve their goal for them? They have all the necessary equipment, the skill set. Why should they pick me at the end of the day? And we're going to talk about that when we move further down. The reason why they'll be able to pick you is the differentiating factor between you and the others that register. So when you say you register, there are a couple of things before you actually get a role or you get an offer. The very start is when you apply, what differentiates you from every other person that applies? Do you apply and call it a day and say, oh God, I'm tired, I don't want to do this again? Applying for roles in itself is a problem that AI automation has solved or is solving at the moment. And how do I know? I'm a career coach. I have a lot of my students that tell me, oh, Treasure, I can't go to LinkedIn to start looking for jobs today. I am too busy. I can't be applying for things. Oh, Treasure, this thing, the application process itself is about 5 pages. Tell me about yourself. Oh, what project have you worked on? And you have to fill this over 200 words every single time. I can't be going through that. This is a problem for AI automation. If you know how to make use of AI automation, you can create a workflow for that. You can create a workflow that would basically help you get jobs from different job boards. It would create your tailored resume, apply for you, send a message to the job poster directly with your CV profile, And then most often than not, you get a call back or you get a response. And that is the starting point. That is the starting point to a conversation. It would create what we call, I like to call it a value-added document. And this is what I give my mentees. A value-added document is, oh, everybody's applying for a project manager role. But what is the key problem of, let's say, MTN's data team? They are looking to hire an IT operation project manager. So why should they hire you? So it is now up to the internet, that is AI, to go through the data sources, gather information, analyze the information, and based off that, give them reasons in terms of this is what you're going to offer. This is my 30, 60, 90-day plan of what I would need to do. This is a 2-year delivery process of what I need to achieve at the end of the day. And then if you are looking at it from I'll call it a product design process, go to their website. You don't need to create anything for them. Put their website in what we call, there's an AI tool called Relum. Relum will do an analysis of the website, and it will create an entirely fantastic website without you having to lift one single finger. And then you give them, give them this, and you say you want to walk them through the process of how to build it effectively. And every founder has that interest, especially for the white folks, okay? They are very, very interested when they see innovative, they see that you are trying to press on. This is one thing that they love so much, okay? So you need to be in their face, because right now, going only through application, visa sponsorship would knock you out, like knock the wind out of you, because why are you applying? Do you have the right to work in the US? So that's another thing. That's another tactic that people don't talk about. When you're applying for roles, it is fantastic to idealize and think, oh, I want to work at Google, I want to work at IBM. I'm not saying Africans don't do that, but you need to play smart in this bigger game. You cannot be looking at the big companies, okay? Especially when you're starting up. Look at startups. They pay heavily. Yes, it's a risk because one day they can close down rather, but they pay heavily and they are looking for talents. You are thinking they want to pay. Okay, let me take it this way. If they are looking at employing somebody in the US for an IT operation role, they're not going to be paying anything less than for entry level, anything less than 40 to 50,000 USD. But if I am getting a talent across, especially from India, Nigeria, trust me, that bumps down to maybe 30,000 USD per annum, or 35,000 USD per annum. Do the math for you. If you have 35,000 naira I said naira, 35,000 USD every year, you are packed up. Some people have made it in life. Okay. So this is something that they will feel that is not a big deal for them, but it makes a greater deal for you. And the good part is these startup companies means that you grow with them. So if I come in as an IT project manager or a project manager, at the end of the day, I can end up being a director of project management. This is the game plan. This is what you should be working towards. So when the company grows, you have the opportunity of growing. And if you're already in a very interesting role, there's something I do every single time. I know where I am currently, but what I do is I like to tell myself that I want to see if I'm still hot in the market. I want to see if my CV still makes that wave. I have really good jobs. I have really good projects I'm working on. But every other day I apply. Do you know the good part about it? When you have a comfortable role and you apply, when they start to negotiate ridiculous salary, they see the project that you've worked on. Please, I'm not saying go and do this if you don't have anything to back you up. Or if you have your projects portfolio set up, you can speak and confidently talk about each project without any issue. Then you can do this, okay? So when you're negotiating and they're telling you, oh, I'm going to pay you 35,000, you've done your research, you've done your analysis, and you know the role should typically earn 50,000 USD. You don't waver on that, especially if you had a very good interview, okay? But all this would come when you have done a proper project, when you can speak confidently, you know your onions, you worked for a couple of roles. But if you are just starting, how do you build out? Okay, I don't want to dwell on this too much. We have a lot more. I would also get into that when we go into the job market cheat code. So please just ensure that you are filling this form. Okay, Manga said, is my network bad? Please, if you can hear me, type a yes in the chat so I know if it's my network or if it's Manga's network. Please, if you can hear me, type okay. Okay. So Mahmood, please just go ahead, just drop off from the call and try joining back again. And I'm sure you should be able to hear me loud and clear. Okay. So please also ensure that you are filling you're filling the attendance form. It is very, very, very important. So you don't miss out on this. I started talking and I've gone into the job market cheat code. So let me draw myself back. Let's keep on with the facts before we go into job market cheat code. Okay. So the next thing now is 70% of companies' plan is to increase automation spend in the next 24 months. This has never been more realistic than last year and this year. And why I say it so categorically is the companies that I've worked with, I'm saying top organization, or treasure want to build a real life dashboard that automates on its by itself without any human input. Oh, treasure, train our staff on how to use different AI tools to analyze data so that I'm not calling on one person when I want to do my end of year reports to say, oh, Yusuf, please go ahead to look for Q1 data, Q2, Q3, Q4. No, I just go to my reports and I see it. I just click on Q4. I can see what has happened. I can generate my insights and call it a day. Okay. Even in the health space, there's the health data analytics aspect of things. Okay. For a lot of people that are doing research, you also make use of this. Funny enough, the most cherished, profession at this point is no longer safe. And what would I call that? Software developers. Just know that AI is literally at the back of you guys, literally at your back. And the good part is a lot of software developers have embraced AI to the point that they are not writing codes. I have a lot of them as friends. They don't bother writing code. They don't even need a product designer to build their websites at this point because AI can help them with their code. Anything that will take them weeks to do, they can do it in a day and call it. They make their money. They'll say your project is 6 months, but they are literally just sitting on their chair having these AI tools create the codes. And at the end of the day, they say they create your website for you and you're happy about it. So this is why companies are looking to automate their process. Because automating means, yeah, some people would lose their job and they get to save money. And these tools are a lot cheaper for them. So if you don't understand how to make use of these tools at the end of the day, I really don't know. When they say AI is at the standing a chance of taking your job, it's not even a joke. It's not funny. You might think that, oh, a lot of people talk about this AI thing, they're exaggerating, they're over exaggerating. Just go to LinkedIn and type AI as a word, even in different job opportunities. You would see, even as a social media manager, they would ask you, oh, do you know how to use AI to create content? Do you know how to use, because they know how time cost saving these things are. So this is why they want to embrace it as quickly as possible to move their activities. IBM, Google, Mark Zuckerberg and Sam Altman these days, they are making good money. There's Meta AI. There's all these different AI tools, even in your social media platform. Nobody's dumb. If those guys, the big thinkers, would be making use of AI, you should also know that there's something in it that can help you improve your standing, okay? This is why it is very, very important to start working on your processes right about now, okay? So now, the global talent gap, 3 out of 5 automation roles remain unfilled due to skills shortage. And this is why AI automation, AI in itself, you cannot see anybody beyond 10 years of experience because it is relatively new. It is not like a doctor's role or a lawyer's role that has been there for 1000 BCs, okay? But now these are relatively new concepts. Artificial intelligence is getting data from all around the world, being able to now state, oh, this is the information and how you can use it effectively on your day-to-day role, okay? So there are lots of these roles that are not yet filled. So it is like when real estate individuals would say, this is the point to catch them young, go to that particular location while it's still right, before other people get to know about it. So AI automation is essentially that thing that can also help you get access to the global market. If you are looking for the global talent visa, just pick AI automation engineer. You'd be at first line and center for this, okay? So this is why it is very, very important to learn AI, because it not only helps you transition, it helps you in your current job role. Said, are you teaching any AI automation today? The marketing is Okay. Yes, we're not teaching any AI automation tool or skills or information. We're not doing workflows. We're just talking about the key concept and then how you can make use of AI automation in your current space. So that's what I'm going to spend today's conversation on. It's not a technical conversation. It is more or less on the job aspect. So I don't know who Samsung is, but if you are Samsung, I hope that clarifies. Okay. So moving on to the next slide. So we're looking at what global and foreign opportunities do we have, okay? So for this, we have roles in the US, we have roles in Canada, we have active roles in UK, UAE, and Australia, okay? So in US, we're looking more or less at SaaS roles. Then we also have health tech and fintech. We have enterprise automation and gov tech. We also have, for UK and Europe, we have AI operations and business automation. And then we have digital transformation roles, process workflow automation roles as well. So if you're looking to get into any of these particular options, you first of all need to get the skill sets. Once you've gotten the skill set, you are then able to build on that. Building on it means projects. You cannot say you are an AI automation engineer and you don't have any projects to back you up. You essentially need projects that speak to the roles, speak to the workflows that you've created. Whether you're creating a customer service agent, whether you're creating a bot system, all these are basically what is going to get you into any of the roles across the globe. Okay, so this is the different foreign opportunities that we have. So now moving into the issues why some people don't even look at transitioning. They feel like, oh, I am good at, I'm good where I am. I don't need to transition out of it. Okay. The first one is you must be a software engineer or a data scientist to get started in AI automation. And this is so true. Why do I say that? I have a lot of people because when you go into data science, you are looking at AI and machine learning core process. So you feel like, oh, I need to either learn that or I need to be a software engineer where I'm looking at different codes to be able to join artificial intelligence. No, 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 not at all. AI automation is using just AI tools. You are not coding. You are not typing any form of code. You are just going into NA10, putting on the trigger and giving it the specific direction. So specific direction is limiting it to what we call prompt engineering. So if you don't know how to prompt your tool effectively, you would not be able to, at the end of the day, if you're looking to create a website, you can do that by yourself at home. You can create a full functional website without writing one single code. And this is what AI automation can help you do. You want to create a bot system for all of us I won't say all of us, all of you in the market, especially crypto markets. You want to be able to predict the market itself. You can create a bot system that can effectively do that for you without any stress. Okay, you want to, if you're in the manufacturing space, you want to predict where your different machines start to have issues based off the alert you're going to be creating. You can effectively do that using AI tools. This is why it thrives very easily amongst all industries. You are not limited to say, oh, if I'm a doctor, even if I'm a teacher, okay, in the teaching space, you may say, okay, maybe because just curriculum, I can use to build just curriculum and call it a day. No, you can create, marking attendance in the university can be annoying. You can create a workflow that whenever a student comes into play, they can go to your website and mark attendance very easily. Okay. You can also create that you want to determine fast learners and slow learners so that you can actively create a curriculum for each of them. You can do this with AI. If you are in primary school, secondary school, you want to be able to make your classes fun, inviting, you can create games in your websites, okay? If you want to give some level of counseling on your website, you can add that feature. And I'm not saying go hire a developer. You are doing it by yourself. You continuously iterate on on the different versions of your website as you keep going. This is what AI can do for you very, very easily, okay? So the next thing that we have is AI automation is only for tech people. I think I've answered that, even with the first question. One thing to note is a lot of people in AI, a lot of people in tech were not originally tech individuals. I studied health education. I was in the health space. Tell me what I'm doing in project management. I don't know. My founder studied economics. He is a very strong business and data analyst. Okay, so we have my other founder who studied chemistry. These are individuals. We are all individuals with first classes in our different fields. And we're all in the AI and tech space. So it doesn't really matter, oh, I am working in HR space. Would I be able to transition to tech? It doesn't matter. It only gives you a better edge. Okay. Do you know why? For every project manager, that are talking right now, I can easily transition into health IT, health projects manager. Why? Because I already have an understanding of the health space. So it means that I don't only just know how to manage projects, I don't know how to manage people, but I also understand key health concepts. And this is one of the key things they'll ask when you are, interviewing for such a role. So you have a proper understanding of the business aspects, than an IT person itself. So that is the additional value that you're bringing. Sometimes they don't hire you for a role because you are a good fit. That might just be the baseline between you and every other person. They hire you because of the extra thing you have to offer. Okay. I was hired for a project manager role because I understood partnerships as well, not only because of my project management skills. Okay. So that is why you have the possibility of thriving a lot more than someone who is just a plain IT person. Okay. So the next myth is you need years of experience before getting hired. No, absolutely not. And here's the trick. So when it comes to these different roles, okay, you're wondering, okay, let me get started in AI automation today. If I take the course, it's going to be 2 months. So by March, I'll be done. So I just have 2 months of experience, right? Technically, that's what you have on paper. So, but I've been working for over 10, 15 years. So how do I translate my 2 months into 15 years worth of experience? This is what you do. Let's say in my entire 15 years, I have been I've moved from, how do I put it now? I've moved from project manager to project, no, I moved from project coordinator to project manager, and now I'm now a senior project manager, and then there's a director of project management. This is the 4 cadres. So I need to infuse AI into every experience for myself. Okay, so let's take as a finance person, you're an accountant. You can create AI workflows for your different accounting process. You want to do financial modeling at the end of the day. You want to do predictive analysis. You want to do financial forecasting. You can infuse AI for that. And once you have that experience and you put it in your projects portfolio, when you are filling in your experience for an accounting role that you did 15 years ago, that is now a skill set for you. You can add that to your resume. So now, instead of you saying, I have 2 months of experience, you have filled in your 2 months with your 15 years, you've merged them together. So you're not going to be applying for entry-level roles as a senior professional in this field. You're going to start applying for very high senior level roles at this point. This is one way to essentially ensure that you are not going to be underselling yourself based off your other skills that you have. Okay. So if you are with me to this point, please type I am here. Let me know that you are still here. If you are with me up until this point, please go ahead to the chat and type I am here. If you're with me to this point, type in the chat, I am here. Okay, all right, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. Please, let's make sure that we are filling the attendance form. It is very, very, very important so that you have access to the slides once I am done. Okay, so what is AI automation? In a very simple definition, because especially when we start to talk about AI automation engineering, a lot of people feel that it is an engineering role. Rather, it is an engineering role. It is a tech-based role. It is a science role. I am so sad to, let you know that you're wrong. It is none of that. It is me looking at my industry and seeing, oh, these are the different things I do every single day that are repetitive, that are monotonous and are boring, and saying, oh, I want to do something about it. Doing something about it means I want to ensure that I am automating that process. I am making sure that I don't have to go do it every single time. That's a simple explanation for it. So it is automating everything that you currently do that is very, very repetitive. This is what you focus on in AI automation. Clearly, that's the simple way we talk about it. So I just gone through this. Why am I using AI and automation together? The main reason why I'm doing that is so I can reduce my time, I can reduce costs, and I can also ensure that I am increasing my accuracy process. So this is the major reason why companies as well as individuals look at making use of AI. They are looking at ensuring they can reduce time, you'll be able to reduce costs. So once that activity that will take me 5 days to get done, when I can do it in less than 5 minutes, something that will take me 5 million naira to get done. If I'm paying a staff, let's come into software space. We know the software guys earn 1 million and above for salary. I want to set up my website. I can build my website by going to a particular AI tool and I pay $14. I get my subscription. I build a fully functional website and I'm saved for the next 4 or 5 years, go to GoDaddy, get my domain, all that stuff. But then if I'm going to do this through a software dev, I know I'm going to be paying for the next 6 months to create my website. Do the math, which is going to be more beneficial for me. And this is where AI also comes into play. And then also to ensure you increase accuracy, if you're looking at data analysis process, there is a high chance there might be human error at the end of the day. But let me let you know, AI also does not have a high likelihood for this because AI is being guided by humans. So if you want AI to give a specific insight, that is what it's going to analyze for you and get it at the end of the day. So this is why we make use of automation process, especially on an organizational level. This is what we focus on, to achieving the goals and objective of the company. So moving into the 60-day transition framework. It's a 5-step process. It involves you learning your portfolio, your niche, service, and then scaling. So let's take it step by step. If I'm looking into getting into AI automation, please know that AI automation is not limited to AI automation itself. It's basically generative AI and agentic AI. So agentic AI is more the AI automation aspect to things. Generative AI essentially shows you how you can use AI to either create different things, whether it's a report, whether it's a process, whether it's a document. How can you use AI to achieve these different things? This is the particular aspect to AI automation. And then on the other end is looking at your workflows, being able to automate it. Oh, I want to create a process that, when someone sends me an email, they get an automated response. This is the aspect to AI automation that we also focus on end to end. Okay. So the next one is, once I've learned a course, you cannot say you want to learn AI automation and you don't even know what AI agents is. It's not going to work for you. Okay. So learning this would give you the leeway in, because right now you also have a certification. Now, okay, how can I start to get jobs? Why would anybody even listen to me? And it brings you to the second step, building your portfolio. Building your portfolio means you need to start working on projects. And trust me, you don't need to go over to project like, you need to be working in a full-fledged company to start working on projects. No, you can set up projects by yourself. You can go and volunteer for different projects. You can even reach out to startup companies and offer your services. It might seem stupid at that point, but you are going to build your experience. It is like going to the hairdresser shop to learn how to braid. And then you feel like, just because she has taught me the physical aspect to it, I am good to go. No, you need to practice. You first move from the dummy head before you now start to practice. You make errors along the way. The reason for your project portfolio is for you to do your trial and error process, but you're documenting it every single time. Another good thing is making sure that you are visible when you are documenting your process. Okay, so there is something that people don't know. The amount of times I've called myself a project manager, if you don't hear any other thing on this call, I'm very sure you've heard that. That means I have branded myself as a project manager. What can people say about you? Professionally, personally, do people know your key skill sets? you need to talk about what you do every single time. When you are failing, when you are thriving, whatever the case is, you need to speak about it. You need to make sure that you are creating videos of the automation processes you are creating. You're not just creating them in your corner of your room and saying, oh, yes, I am getting better. No, that single post can be a reason why a recruiter reached out to you, can be a reason why a founder reaches out to you. So you need to ensure that whatever you are building, it is essentially done in a public domain. If you are making failures, once you are getting better, please put it out there. It is very, very important. If you don't do that, no one can ever know that you're even going through this process, you're going through this transition. So it's very important for you to build in public once you are doing this, okay? So the next step for you to do is find a niche. AI solution is very broad. If we want to kind of start listing it, you can't exhaust the list. So I'm already a teacher. Do I want to infuse AI into that? Or no, I'm someone that loves numbers. I want to make sure that I'm analyzing different information to get started on activities. Or no, I'm someone that likes business. I run a business. I want to ensure that I'm growing my business, making sure I have strong structures and processes that have been created using AI. These are the things we focus on in this space. Okay, but you need to pick a niche. You can't go ahead and, go random. Oh, today I'm an AI project manager. Tomorrow I'm an AI data analyst. You need to pick a point, even if it's education, if it's as a doctor, whatever, industry you are in, pick your niche and grow. It's better for you to be a master at that. Niche processes, niche information has a high probability of you landing a contract or job role than when you say, oh, I'm an AI specialist, and then you can't be attributed to anything specifically. So pick a niche, understand your market. Are you in HR space, real estate? Oh, in the real estate space, you want to do this 3D dimensional showing of your buildings. You can create AI workflows to simulate that and show to your clients. You're in the healthcare space. Okay, you also want to be able to prescribe drugs to your patients. That's why we have telemedicine. AI can also help you with a lot of your diagnosis processes. You can use artificial intelligence for that. Coming to the marketing space, you want to send thousands and thousands of emails. We are not in that era when you are doing it manually. I know there are a lot of email sending platforms, but you don't even need to pay these email sending platforms. You can create a workflow that sends your emails. It has a sequence, okay? When I say a sequence is, oh, if I send someone register for this course, the person now sends, how much is it? I don't need to type, it is this amount. It is done automatically. And if the person comes back to say, okay, I want to register, I don't need to still respond to that message. The AI platform will say, oh, this is the link, go ahead to register. This is something AI can do for you as well. Okay, so you need to pick a niche. The next point is package your niche. Okay, because you're going to provide a service. The only reason why you're listening to me, or I won't say the only reason, major reason why you're listening to me is the kind of conversation I'm having, how I'm saying it to you, the whole presentation from the start. That is why you are sticking to this point. If it wasn't packaged properly and given to you, you might drop off at the very first approach, the very first start. You call it a day, you call it a night. I'm very tired from work. I can't come and be listening to this. Okay. So now, why should I buy your service? Why? Especially if you're targeting foreign roles. Why should I hire you for a particular foreign role? And that comes into service. When it comes to service, you have gotten your project portfolio. You know that you have gotten to the point where you can realistically start serving an organization. Then you go ahead, start providing service. Providing service is, oh, start applying for roles. The next thing is, I don't think I'll be able to get roles at this point. Let me go through the contract route, freelancing opportunities. You can go through things like Upwork, Fiverr to apply for these different contract roles. Apply for the contract roles, you tell me, Treasure, contract roles is also kind of hard. And I agree with you. Going on Upwork, to be able to pay for this or for you to be able to get a contract, you even need to pay to buy your connect. You can't be wasting your connect everywhere. There's this rule I go by on Upwork, and I know it has worked seamlessly because I've also handled the Upwork account for someone who does SaaS redesign, SaaS website redesign. And this is something he taught me. He's based out of Canada. He said, if your the role that you're trying to apply for is beyond 5 minutes, my brother, my sister, don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. You know why? Reason why people go on Upwork is not because I can't go put a job on LinkedIn and wait 10 years, or let's say, let me not exaggerate that a lot, wait a month to get my best hire. I'm looking for someone like yesterday. That's why I'm on Upwork. It is dying minutes, it is urgent. That is why I'm on Upwork. So you're looking at between 5 to 10 minutes. You need to apply a minute, 5, 10 minutes, call it a day. If you say no and you want to go ahead to apply on a later time slot, you stand a chance of actually not getting it. Okay, and it's going to be a waste of connects, because the higher the number of people that bid on it, sometimes you even need more connects to be number one for that particular role. So it's very, very important that you are also coming in very early to apply. The next thing they will come to check on your Upwork profile is how many people have recommended you for this role. That is why when you go for our program, one key thing we do is telling each of the members to make recommendations for the other. It just boosts your profile a lot more than it currently is. These are some of the tricks would also help you with, to land that role at the end of the day. These are the things we focus on. So once you're able to get your service up to grade, next thing is networking. You need to start networking. When I'm saying networking, you can't apply for a role and say, oh, manna fall from heaven. Yeah, I'm a good candidate and they'll pick me. I meet all the criteria. There are 500 other people that meet the criteria. So what are you doing to make sure that you stand out? So standing out means reaching out to the founder, reaching out to the job poster directly and stating, oh, this is my CV. I just applied. This is what I can do for you. You don't even need to send your CV. I've applied for this role recently. This is what I've gone through the website. If it's a product design role, I've gone through your website. This is how I can help you improve it. I have a whole document. You have a whole document stated on what you plan to do at the end of the day. This is how you potentially get roles. Another thing is, people go on LinkedIn. I like to reference LinkedIn a lot, but one thing to note is if you're going on LinkedIn and you have a particular role in mind, a company in mind, you want to apply for a company, Google, Hawaii, as the case may be. Okay, so you apply for these roles. Make sure that key stakeholders, once they make a post, even if they don't make a post, you need to find a level ground to start a conversation with them. Why is that? Because they can be a reference point for hiring you, especially for foreign roles. If you've applied for any foreign roles, sometimes you would see, oh, where did you hear this information from? If you state a referral from the company, they would ask you to put in the name. Getting the name of a COO and getting the name of another employee, there's a huge difference. If a COO is recommending you for a job, it means it pushes you further along the conversation. Referrals are very, very important. That's why you need to network. You need to build your network. Send out reasonable connects to people, okay? Letting them know you just want to learn from them. You want to have conversations with them to see how they are also doing activities on their end. Keep the professional relationship going. Keep building on it. Keep discussing. The difference between your job 2 months ago and your job then can simply just be your network. That is why it's very important, okay? And then the last part is for you to scale. If you're handling one project with AI, you should be able to handle 5 other projects. And this is effectively done using artificial intelligence, because we have a lot of the tools that can help you achieve this very, very quickly. So this is what we'll focus on, for the 6 steps on ensuring that you are keeping the role or keeping that particular position you're hiring for. Okay. If you're with me so far, we're coming up to 9 o'clock. Type yes, I'm there. Type yes, I am here. If you're with me so far, type yes, I am here. If you're on this call, yes, Raymond is always the first. Raymond, Akeem, okay, we still have people here on the call. Okay, we are here. All right. So these are the 6 processes to getting like a proper role. Not a Nigeria role. Nigeria role is still quite difficult to get. I'm going to give it to them. But then landing a foreign role is 10 times harder. And this is how AI can push you a lot further than other individuals in the race. So please just ensure that you're sticking with all that I mentioned. and you have a greater chance of actually landing a role. Okay. So looking at different earnings, because someone will ask me now, AI automation engineer, I've not seen it before. Please, as you are leaving this call, while on this call, go to LinkedIn, go to Indeed, go to these different job boards and see. Okay. So for global earnings for entry-level AI automation role, you are looking at 55,000 to 75,000 USD per annum. Mid-level automation specialist, you are looking at 90,000 to 120,000 per year. For freelance projects, that's if you are going for contract roles, you're looking at 1,000 to 5,000 per automation. So imagine you have 6 of these. Do the maths. Do the maths. You know where you're going to be. If you're looking for a monthly retainer role for different automation for a particular company, you're looking at things between 2,000 to 6,000 USD per month. And these are Nigerian professionals working remotely, earning USD. I wouldn't sit here having this conversation if I haven't benefited from this. And I feel and I know if you go through these processes, you stand a chance to also gain very much from it as well. You stand a chance to be in one of these cadres. And please, okay, 1 second. I'm going to go ahead to share my screen. Okay. Please let me know when you can see my screen so we can go back to this. Okay, can you see my screen now? Okay, let's redo that. Sorry about that, guys. Okay, I think it should be up now. Please, if you can see my screen, just type a yes. All right, great. So these are the different roles and all the possibilities. Please note that these are not like ridiculous exchange, or what would you call it now? Ridiculous numbers. These are realistic. People earn higher than this. This is just a baseline. And just to let you know that it's not, the title might not be AI automation engineer. It can be financial automation specialist. It can be anything automation controller. It has different nomenclatures, but the core basis is that you should be able to make use of AI to do your day-to-day activities. And this is what will stand a chance of you earning any of this at the end of the day. So this is what you'll be getting once you have AI automation skills as a professional. Okay. So if you're looking for roles, we have a lot more than LinkedIn, because LinkedIn itself might be saturated. Okay. So we have, for the freelancing platforms, we have Fiverr, there's Upwork, there's Webfound, there's also built-in Flex Jobs, Working Nomads, Europe, there's a lot of them. And we just put just a few here. So if you are looking to, get started in AI roles, these are good places to look at. So I'm just going to give you 5 seconds to screenshot. And that even brings me back to my next point. Please ensure you're filling in the attendance. You want to have access to this slide. The only way you're going to get access is if your information is on the attendance form. Okay, very, very important. Okay, so moving on. Future job reports, is very important that you're not only going to be getting skills, but you're also going to be getting experience. This is the only way to secure your future. And based off that, the key things that you need to be learning is data and AI skill. So these are the jobs, the top jobs that you need to be looking at, for roles. We move from the data aspect, data and AI skills, big data specialist, fintech, AI, machine learning. Then we also have the HR. Then we also have business analyst. Then there is project managers as well. So now, Treasure, but don't you need experience to get a job? I think I talked about that, earlier on. Okay, this is coming back. Okay, let me go back to share my screen. Okay, so moving into the job market cheat code. I think I've talked about this, but just to dwell a bit more. On your LinkedIn right about now, especially if you're looking to transition, one thing you want to do is you want to apply for a role. Before you apply for a role, please go and cleanse your LinkedIn profile. If you've not posted one thing, if I've not said anything that made sense to you, your LinkedIn profile, go and cleanse it. First off, starting with your headline. Some people have very interesting headlines. Building a business, they're just like what growth catalyst. There's just a lot of stuff on it that doesn't really quantify what a recruiter is looking for. How do I know? I've been recruiting for a role for quite some time. Let's say I'm looking for a project manager role. If you don't have that headline, my search as a LinkedIn recruiter would not bring your profile up. So if you're looking for projects, if you're looking for an accountant role, you're looking for a financial controller role, please make sure those headlines are stated on your profile, on your headline. It is very, very important that you have that there. If you don't, your chances of getting called by a recruiter reduces very, very well. The next thing is coming to your about page. Some people will just be like, oh, send me a message, let's talk, or something like a one-liner. That's not what your about should be about. Your about should be you as a professional, your core achievements as a professional. Highlight them very, very distinctively. If you were someone who was able to cut down on your delivery time, you're supposed to finish your project in 6 months, you did in 5 months, please let it be stated there. Your key achievement should be in your about, your experience, your responsibility. I'm not saying have a lengthy letter on your about, but if I'm coming to your about page, it should be a summary of who you are. The next thing that should be on your LinkedIn page is projects. Your projects, the featured projects that you've worked on. So you're not just going to take random projects, the ones that you did and you didn't do well. You look at your best of best innovative projects and you pin it to your LinkedIn profile. You pin it to your LinkedIn profile. The next thing is your resume. Your resume that you've created should please not be more than 2 pages. I have seen 4, 5. I'm like, is this? I don't know. I'm not asking for your portfolio. I'm asking for your resume. So your resume, each experience should not be more than 5 bullet points. Your first summary should not be more than 2 lines. You should also have things like your technical competencies. You should have things like your skills. So it should go in this format. Your name, your phone number, email address, your LinkedIn profile link. The next thing is your summary, a 2-liner word. It should start with the role they apply for. Project manager with, make sure that when you apply for a role, if they say, oh, we're looking for not less than 5 years, it's 5 years that will be there. Project manager with 5 years of experience, not less than 6 years, 6 years that will be there. Please just make sure that you are following. These are key things. Your resume should always be a response to the JD. If not, you don't stand a chance of getting it. Okay, so moving into your summary. After your summary, you have your competencies. So your competencies, you have your technical skills. After your technical skills, you move into your experience. After your experience, you move into your education. Call it a day. No other thing needed in the entire process. Okay, so I've talked about portfolio and also making sure you have a consistent brand across your online profile. If you don't speak about what you do, no one anywhere can know about what you do on a day-to-day basis. So ensure that you continuously post that as you go through your day. And once you do this alongside with networking and also targeting your application, not that you're applying for a role, you just say, okay, today I'm doing 100 roles, and any role I say I apply for. No, it's a waste of time, it's a waste of efforts. At the end of the day, you are burnt out with zero response. Make sure you are targeting the type of roles you apply for. That's the only way you stand a higher chance of getting a proper job in AI automation. Okay, so these are some of the job cheat codes, amongst others I have mentioned. during the course of our conversation. Okay. So now, Treasure, how can analytics business help me? Okay. I am a teacher, lawyer, I am an engineer, I am whatever you are. How can we help you? If you're looking to either transition or you want to make use of AI where you are, how can analytics business help me? Okay. So we have a program that is going to be kicking off starting from February 7th. Everything I've mentioned ties into this, okay? So our next cohort is starting this Saturday. We've been talking about it for close to a month or more than a month thereabouts, okay? So if you're interested, we have AI courses that can fit into whatever industry, whatever pathway that you want to go into, we have an AI course for it. So you can listen to all this. I'll have a conversation, explain the entire thing to you. If you have questions, please, once I'm done with the explanation, just you can put in your question in the chat now, or you can raise your hand if you want to speak. I'll give you the floor to speak, and then we have conversations, okay? The first one, I've been talking about AI automation engineer over and over. In short, that's the entire, concept of the call that we're having today. So talking about AI automation engineer, what does it entail? Like I mentioned earlier, this does not mean you need to have tech prior experience. You can be an old person, you could be over 50, you could be a young person, you could be below 18, 19, 20. You can learn this. Why am I saying this? Because it's essentially not about coding or any of that. It is about learning the AI tool, being able to create apps, being able to create bot systems. They might all sound very, very strange, but come to the process. The program we're taking you is a beginner-friendly course. That means if today I have never heard AI and this is the first time that I'm hearing it, I'll be able to go through the entire process with ease and with support. And if there are days when it's very, very bumpy for me, I would have the necessary support to get through that day. Okay. So for AI automation engineering, I'm going to be learning things like foundation of AI automations and then large language models. We will now move into things like prompt engineering, then how to build LLM-powered apps. You move into advanced AI automation engineering. You want to create AI voice agents. We'll show you how to deploy, monetize, and then also demo your projects. Just to note, every single week, you're going to be working on your own projects. I was talking about project portfolio. You might ask yourself, oh, how am I going to be able to build my project portfolio in just a 2-month course? It means every single week you are going to be working on an 8-week class. That means you have a minimum of 8 projects to 16 projects, depending on how many projects your facilitator gives to you. So we'll also start off with teaching you how to prompt. A lot of people will say, oh, I know how to make use of ChatGPT. I know how to make use of Gemini. Okay, use Gemini to be able to create an app. You don't know how to do that. Prompting is the very core of any AI process. That is why we focus on that. We'll also show you how you can build application, LLM-powered applications, without writing codes. You'll be able to connect your automation agents to different APIs. Oh, I want to connect to Google Drive or Notion or Asana. You can be able to do that easily. Okay, coming into voice AI agents, you want to be able to create something like the Siri of Mac ecosystem. Or when you call either a customer care line for any of these telecommunication brands, or you're calling a bank, and there's this boss telling you, oh, press 1 for this, press 2 for this, press 5 for this. You can create those type of voice AI agents at the end of the day, which show you how to automate each of these process. You want to be able to send out emails, get responses for emails without actually doing anything, would show you how to effectively do that as well. You want to create automated reports. What is that thing that you do on a day-to-day basis that is stressing you to your core? You want to delegate to AI, would show you how to achieve that. Okay. So the next two we have is AI for data analytics and then generative AI for HR analytics. Okay. For these two, the first one, as a data analyst, you're looking at doing things like you want to clean your data, you want to be able to analyze your data, make sense of your data, and at the end of the day, you want to be able to tell a story, generate insights from that. As a data analyst, oh, I want to do all this process. It's end of the year. I have data from 15 departments looking at different quarter, and I need that presentation by end of week. I'm struggling. Oh, that's over 10 to 50,000 rows and columns of data. How am I going to get that done? don't need to stress when you have tools like Bricks AI, Zebra AI, Julius AI. All you need to do is input the data set and let the AI tool know this is what I want to do. And at the end of 5 to 15 minutes, you are getting a response. Not only are you getting a dashboard, it's generating proper insight based off the request you've given it. And then finally, it's also letting you know the recommendations. Okay. With AI tools, you're also able to write your SQL scripts at the end of the day. Okay, so for those ones that take a lot of process for you to get done, you don't need to bother about it because AI does it for you. Anything can help you create an entire workflow that you achieve this going into your processes. So now you're not just going to be a traditional data analyst that know how to make use of tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL. You don't need that because now you're not learning just that, you're learning that with other AI tools. This is what makes you an AI data analyst. And this is why if a data analyst is going to be earning 25,000 USD per year as an entry-level role, you'll be earning 35,000 USD. The math doesn't work because you're going to be doing a lot lesser work because AI is doing more, but you have gotten to the point where you control the AI tool. So this is why companies would want to pay more for you than someone that just knows how to do the basics. This is why AI shines because it sets you apart from the other data analysts. You might see a role that says data analyst, but immediately you say, oh, I know how to make use of this AI tool. It means that you've moved from the competition level of other traditional data analysts to an AI data analyst that's in another league because not a lot of people are in that cadre. So this is what we'll focus on. And in terms of tools, you'll be working with tools like Excel, Power BI, SQL. There's Julius, Bricks, Zebra, Quadratic, Data GPT, and so many more. So this is what we'll do end-to-end for this particular course. The next one we have is generative AI for HR analytics. I didn't give the explanation, but generative AI, like I said in the beginning, it means artificial intelligence to create, to generate, to build, whatever synonyms you want to use, that's the basic meaning of it. So it's very closely related to data analyst, but as a HR analyst, you are focusing on HR data sets. So how does AI help you in this space? It helps you in two aspects. You are looking at it from the talent acquisition end and you are looking at it from performance monitoring. Let's say I want to hire for a role and they tell me that I need to get my best hire by end of week. Okay, by end of week, I have put out by today, I put out a job posting. I have over 2,000 people apply. I can't go through 2,000 resume logically without burning out, without the stress, and so on and so forth. I don't need to do that with AI. I can create a workflow that works like an ATS system. Now, once someone applies for the role and submits their CV, the workflow compares that CV to the criteria I've given. If it doesn't meet the criteria, the person automatically gets a rejection email. If the person meets the criteria, the person automatically gets an interview invite without me having to check. This is what AI has, upgraded the talent hiring process to be. That's on one end. The other end is if you want to do performance monitoring, you want to understand the performance of different of your staff, okay? You want to start setting up your KPIs, your metrics, and so on and so forth. You can use AI to do that. And at the end of the day, you'll be able to tell, oh, which staff needs training? Where do I need to hire more experienced, talents? You can't do that based off a whim. You can't do that because, oh, people are saying a lot of things about your staff. You're doing that based off data. And this is why it's very, very important. And you're using AI to monitor the process. So we'll show you all these when you're going into the program. And please note, you are not coming here to be trained and say, oh, I have a certificate. You will not get your certificate if you don't work on your projects because we're not dashing out certificates. You are going to work for your certificate at the end of the day. The reason why you're here is so you build projects, you get skills. We're not training you to give certificates. You can go to Coursera, you can go to YouTube, watch your videos, you can get certificates. You are here to get practical skills. That is so if please come, if you can hear me, please type a yes. I feel like I had a glitch for a bit. Okay, is it better now? Okay, okay. All right, great. Yeah, I saw myself glitch out. All right, great. Okay, so moving into the next one, we have generative AI for, please, if at any point you stop hearing me, please just put it in the chat. I'm closely monitoring the chat, so I can easily see that. So the next two we have is generative AI for business analysts and project managers. So for these particular ones, we are looking at things like, oh, how can you ensure that this is a combined course? This is going to look at your business operation. I'm running a business. At the end of the day, I want to be able to do certain things. Which things do they involve? I want to ensure that my business is growing. Okay. So if I made 2 million naira in profit in 2024, I made 3 million naira in profit in 2025. How can I double what I did in 2025? I need to do a comparative analysis. I need to do a root cause analysis to see, oh, what part of my process did not work correctly? And how can I improve on it? This is where business analysis come into play. Then you also have project managers, okay? Project managers, yeah, I think I talked about projects so much. Everybody here is a project manager at this point, okay? So for project managers, your projects are hinged on three criteria. You want to ensure your project is on time, it is within scope, and it is within budget. These are very three important things you want your projects to do. So AI can help you achieve this very easy. This is product, projects, it works the same process. So we have typical tools we use every single day. There's Jira, there's Asana, there's Monday, there's Trello, there's all these tools. But AI is embedded in each of them at this point to help you generate your reports so that, oh, when you're discussing with your stakeholders, you don't even need to stress on that. You have a full-fledged report that is created for you. It will also help you, through the entire project life cycle, through the project the software development life cycle, from your initiation phase right down to your closure phase. You have different tools that can help you with your Gantt chart, your RACI matrix, your business requirement document, your product requirement document. You want to create your process map. You have AI tools that can help you achieve that effectively. Okay, so these are what we'll focus on these aspects as well. So moving on to the next one, we have AI for content creation and vibe coding. For AI for content creation, this is very, very applicable to everyone, whether you are in the content creation space or not. Why do I say so? Like I mentioned earlier, brand visibility. A lot of reasons why people don't post on LinkedIn, on Instagram, whatever, because they don't know where they have ideas, they don't know how to structure it. But now you don't even need to bother with all of that. You have a lot of AI tools. There's Poppy AI. You have tools like Midjourney that can help you create a content calendar, content pillars, your scripts, and so on and so forth, without you writing one code, without you having to write one script at the end of the day. This is done with artificial intelligence. You know the best part about it? When it comes to actually videoing or making a video of yourself, it could be a bit daunting. You would do, oh, hello, my name is Treasure. It's a pleasure speaking with you. And I've made a mistake. And you have to do it like 5,000 times. You don't need to do that with AI. All I need to do is capture my facial features, capture the sound of my voice, capture my mannerism. And then I can have me, you see Treasure in Paris, Treasure in Canada, Treasure in Japan. It looks so realistic. But I've not left the shores of Nigeria. This is AI. AI can help you with your video content. It can help you with your written content, as the case may be. You want to set up a YouTube channel. You want to see how you can monetize it. You can use artificial intelligence to also do that very, very easily. This is what we would focus on in AI for content creation. And then finally, we have what we call vibe coding. As name implies, it means coding on vibes. You are coding, but you're not coding. That's it. This is where people steal the software developers role. So another fun name to give it is AI software developers, because that's basically what you are. You are going to be building websites, and you're also going to be building applications, but you're not writing code. You're not doing any of that. AI is doing it on your behalf. You're not writing one single line of code for any of them. You have tools like Replit that can help you generate a full website through prompting. You want to build applications, you do that through prompting. And at the end of the day, you are making your six figures because software developers earn so ridiculously high. So AI software developers earn higher. So whatever someone is doing as a content creator, as a project manager, business analyst, immediately you put AI, it increases their salary. So this is what an AI software developer will be able to earn very, very easily by building applications and websites that a typical developer does every single time. Okay. So these are the 6 different programs that we're currently offering. And as you can see, it is a weekend class. What that means is classes would be Saturdays and Sundays. So if you're a professional, you can 1000% benefit from this. On Saturdays, you have classes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. On Sundays, your classes are 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So, okay, I think I've gone through that. Okay, so apart from just training you, would also be giving you employability package. You know, I was talking a lot about LinkedIn and CV. So it would help you optimize your CV, would also help you set up your LinkedIn profile, would help you build your project portfolio. So all the things that we're mentioning, we're going to provide that service to you. The next thing is to help you with your Upwork and Fiverr optimization. And then once you now start getting those interviews, we don't call it a day with you, would help you prepare for an interview, a realistic real-world interview. So during the course of your time in the program, you can enlist yourself as a consultant for analytics business. And per that, once you start interviewing and they ask you for a reference letter, we can give you a job reference letter. The good part is Analytics business is the business arm of Analytics, and Analytics is based out of Canada. So that means you're automatically getting a Canadian reference letter, and that can shoot up your CV wherever you are to, basically get foreign roles. And then it might be a bit daunting once you start working because, oh, I don't know the different processes, but we're giving you full on-the-job support, all support that you need, even if you are done with the program. This is not limited to when you're in the program. When you're an alumnus of the program, you'd also be getting all these benefits. Okay. Another thing is we'll be doing weekly mentorship sessions to give you information and insights on key aspects of how to set up your Upwork profile, how to get job opportunities, how to apply for roles. We'll talk about all this in the weekly mentorship sessions. Okay. So, like I mentioned, classes are going to be for 2 months. That's 8 weeks. It is 100% online. But the good part is the classes are always recorded. So if you miss a class for whatever reason, you can always go back to the recording to see what was done. And even if it's not clear to you at that point, you can reach out to the facilitator to state, oh, I don't understand what was said. This is not clear to me. So the facilitator will set up a one-on-one conversation, or, you can also join the group support sessions on Tuesday by 9 p.m. and then employability sessions on Thursday, our mentorship sessions on Thursdays by 9 p.m. as well. So you also want to hear, other issues that students are facing and learn more. You can join any of these sessions to get that knowledge. Okay. So now we are into the fun parts, the pricing. Okay. So for pricing, we're currently doing a 40% discount. The program is originally for 250,000 naira, but right about now, we're discounting the amount to just 150K. 150K means 100K completely off. Okay, so you have the opportunity to either make a full payment or you can choose to pay in 2 installments. That is 75,000 naira now to lock in your slot, and then 75,000 naira on or before first week in March. And then there's a final option because registration is going to be elapsing tomorrow, Friday, because we're having our onboarding session tomorrow by 8 p.m. So we're going to be closing out registration on Friday. So please, if you are looking to lock in your discount, let me let you know this price that I'm telling you today. Next week, we're starting a new cohort. It is not going to be 150,000 naira. It's going back to the original price of 250K. 250,000 naira. So it would make I won't say it would make no sense, but if you have the opportunity to pay for this program, I assure you, you're not going to regret it. Another thing is you're going to be getting at a cheaper price. If you want to register for 1, 2, 3 courses in this discount price or at this particular rate, you can do that. Okay, you can even pay it in installments to secure 2, 3 slots that you will not even start now. you'll be starting in maybe March, April time, and those times will be paying 250K, and your 150K will cover for that time. So if you're looking to register for one or more courses, now would be a good time to lock down your slots. But to also let you know, a class, the discount is ending by tomorrow. By tomorrow, we're closing it out. And if you go to check the website and all of that, the price will revert back to normal. So you can either pay 150K to lock it now, or you pay 75K. Or just so that you can even hold your spot between now and tomorrow, you can pay 40K now. And then you look to balance your payment of 35K on or before class starts on Saturday. So that's your payment plan and options. Note that once you're done with the training, you're not going to be getting a local certificate. You are getting an internationally recognized certificate. What this essentially means is you can be in Nigeria and apply for roles in the US, UK, whatever the case may be. It is internationally recognized. You can see by the American Council of Training and Development. This is what sets us apart from other training institutes, because we are giving you a global certificate that you can use to apply for roles and every other support. Like I said, we don't really look at certificates. We look at skills and making sure that you are employable. So these are what you're going to be getting. In terms of, testimonials, a lot of our students have gotten jobs. I can't even count. Look at my screen. There are a lot of them. Being from someone who was able to get a full-time role in the UK. We have someone who got 2 roles in the business analyst space. We also have Pavel, who was a teacher, who is now a full-time healthcare data analyst in the US. There's just so many testimonials, and you can also be a part of them. Ensure that you're investing in yourself today so that when you start to earn in the USDs and euros and pounds of tomorrow, you know that you paid value for your money. Okay, so these are the programs. This is the conversation for today. I think now is a good time for your questions. Okay? Now is a good time for questions. So please, if you have a question, put it in the chat or raise your hand. This time, I'm going to give you the floor to unmute your mic, ask your question, and then, okay, I would kick off from there. So I'm going to start with whose hand that raised before I go ahead to the question and to the chat section. So I can see Aina Edwards' hand. Joy, I saw your hand raised. I don't know why you lowered it. So I'm going to start with Aina. So Aina, you have the opportunity to unmute. I've given you the opportunity to unmute. So please go ahead, unmute and ask your question.
All right. Good evening, Madam Treasurer. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
My name is Aino Edward. I joined from Lagos, Nigeria. So
Okay.
I actually have 2 questions, and number one is in the attendance form that we normally fill daily. There's a section that said what the attendance that we normally fill on a daily basis during during the meeting. So there's a space there or a slot that says when are you planning to start the training? And someone like me, someone like me, I actually picked March. So me, I'm actually looking at March because based on the training we had the day before yesterday, there's some things that we actually need to get like laptop, and the laptop I'm currently using is not that heavy, it's bad. I'm planning to change it, so that's why I actually put March. That's when I'm actually looking at starting. So I'm looking at this discount that you said is actually closing tomorrow. So I don't know if there's a way because some of us just get to know about this training on Instagram just maybe like a week ago, and for just a week for us to be able to put this money together and all that. So I think if I'm pleading, if the discounts can, if it can actually extend it to like February ending, this month ending, so by then someone like me that I'm still fresh in, I'll be able to put myself together and um, and register. And also, I also heard that I don't know, maybe you have a physical office in maybe in Nigeria or Lagos. I don't know if there's any physical office like that that one can be able to at least maybe once in a while come around and see faces, and because I believe sometimes in the aspect of mentorship. Some people actually
Mm-hmm.
prefer to have some physical contact with anybody mentoring them on some of those things. And also, is there any discount for somebody that is hoping to do more than one courses? Because actually, I'm looking at three courses. Like, I'm actually maintenance manager with
Mm-hmm.
EV company, electric vehicle. So, me, I'm looking at AI automation engineer, data analyst, and content creation. So, I don't know if there's any discount for this for somebody that actually wants to do more than one course. Thank
All
you.
right. Yeah, thank you. So I'm gonna go through your three questions. The first one is on pricing. So in regards to pricing, you can actually pay for a course now and start either February or March. Okay. So you don't need to pay for the course now and start now. Okay. So specifically responding to your question is more on pricing. 150K, 75K might be a lot, okay? Especially if you're not starting in February. If you're looking to start in March, you have the opportunity to lock in your slot, lock in these discounts with at least a minimum of 40K. I'm not saying if you want to start the course starting in February, just so that you don't miss out on the discount. If you want to lock in now, as against March, not February. I'm going to repeat that again. If you want to lock in for March, you can lock in with at least 40K to hold down your slot. Because like I mentioned, we're not changing this, unfortunately. Okay. We've been doing this discounts since December. December had discounts, January had discounts, now going into February. So this has been how long we're doing. So going into the year, we've been losing money. This is 100K on each person that joins the program. So it's not going to be, applicable moving into next week. So if you're looking to register and benefit from the 150K, either make 75K, make 40K payment to lock in now, okay? Commitment fee going into the new month because it's not, I'm so sorry. Unfortunately, we understood it in January that it may be tight, but moving forward, company needs to start making a bit of revenue, okay? So going into the new month, that is our new sales cycle, is going to be 250K. So if you want to lock in for whatever reason, I've given you options. You can pay full, you can pay in 2 installments, or you can even pay 40K to just hold your slot down. Maybe you're not starting this Saturday. You have the opportunity to start another time. Okay. So your next question in terms of what us having a physical office. We don't have a physical office as of now. The physical office is in Canada because that's where the home base is. Tenalytics, if you check, Tenalytics and Tenalytics Business. Tenalytics Business is the subsidized version for Africans. Okay, if you go to Tenalytics, they are paying in dollars. They are saying $1,000. So at the moment we don't, but this year we're looking to open up an office here in Nigeria. And then to your final question, if you pay for 3 courses, unfortunately, there is no further discount. Why? We're already discounting the program. That means instead of you paying, what, 150K times 3, that's about 450. What, my math correct? That's about 450K. Instead of you paying that, you are just paying 250K times 3, that's 750K. So instead of you paying that, you are just paying 450K. So that's already a 300K drop, a 300K discount that normally you would have, made payment and then would give you other consensus. But now since we're already discounting to that amount, unfortunately, that's what the discount will be. It's discounted. You removed 100K. How much more can you take? So these are what we'll be offering. But then if you're going to register for the 3 courses, you can pay 40, 40, 40 for each to lock down all 3 of them. You let us know you're locking on all 3. You start one in March, you start one in 2 months after April, May, the next one in this, and then you're balancing your payments as it goes. So this would be the best way for you to kind of go through the process. I don't know if this answers your question or you have any other thing for me to clarify.
Yeah, thank you. It's actually answered my question. Just tip in something, ma. Please, which of these training can you
Mhm.
recommend for somebody that actually, which one is more in demand that someone can, okay, if I register this one 150 now, in the next two
Mhm.
months, I can be expert, and in the next 3 months, I can be at least using it to generate revenue for myself, or which one do you think is more
Yeah.
like people you share their history? A lot of them their data analysts in different fields. So in my head, I'm
Yeah.
looking at the one that is more lucrative, at least for a start. And thank you.
Yeah. All right. So, just to answer, all of them are on the same par. But listening to you, the first thing you mentioned is you're into maintenance engineering. Even if you are not looking to make use of AI in your own space, I think AI automation would be very beneficial to you in that space and in general. Okay. So now not only are you going to be helping yourself with your processes, you're also going to be looking at creating bot system, creating other workflows for other organizations, and selling your workflow as a product. AI automation will give you that platform. I'm not saying AI for data analysis is not good or AI for project manager, but for you as a person specifically, the best pathway for you will be AI automation because you already have elementary knowledge, not on AI automation itself, but on the engineering processes itself. Now you are now looking at how to build specifically processes targeted to your industry and industries, other industries in general. So this might give you a chance. So when you start to apply for roles, if you go into the industrial AI automation space, you can already have an edge there because that's a niche. And that was like the entire conversation we're having today. So if I were to recommend for you, AI automation engineering be your best bet. Okay. Hi, I know. Did you catch that?
Yes, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I think you've actually opened my eyes. So thank you.
All right. So please just ensure that you're able to lock in your slots. If you can do that this evening, great. Do that on or before tomorrow, just so you don't miss out on the discount. Okay? I know.
All right, thank you.
Hi, I
I
know.
will do that before the close of business tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Thank you so
I
much.
will lock in before the close of business tomorrow.
All right, that's great. Okay. So I'm gonna move on to the next person I see, which is Dogara Simon. Hi, Simon. Please go ahead with your question, giving you the opportunity to unmute.
Okay, good day, madam. Thank you for this opportunity. I want to ask two questions. When are we going to have this slide? Are we having this slide immediately after this webinar so that we can make our decisions? And secondly, I have registered for the financial analyst program to start in February. I want to know if which program here will fit me. Is it generative AI for BA and PM, or which one? What generative AI for data analyst that will be suitable for a financial analyst? Thank you.
So it's Gen AI for DA. That's because financial analysis is doing strictly with numbers, and a lot of the data sets that we're working with for the Gen AI for DA is financial data sets. We would also be doing a bit of financial forecasting and financial modeling in generative AI, using AI for that. So that's the best fit. For business analysis, we're looking more at processes, not numbers. And financing has to do with more of numbers. Okay?
So generative AI for DA.
Yes, data analytics.
Okay, okay, okay.
All
And
right.
then the
You said
slide.
yeah,
Yes,
okay, the slide.
I've
This,
registered for the financial analytics cohort for February 7th. I think starting this Saturday.
okay, that's with 10 analytics, right?
It's analytics, yes.
Okay, all right. That's great. Okay,
Mm.
so for the slides, you'll be getting it by tomorrow. Once the session is over, it takes time to upload on the cloud. So that's already going to be by 12 or thereabouts. So by tomorrow morning, when we have the email blast, we'll send the slides across with that. Okay?
Okay, I would like to join the match call. Maybe I'll send the deposit this night, 40K this
Okay.
match
Yeah,
call.
please, you can lock in with the 40K and then by March you kickstart your program. Okay.
Okay, all
So
right. Mm.
the account information will be in the chat. So just go ahead. My colleagues are dropping it in the chat. This is not
Okay,
right on. Let
okay.
me- Okay. So let's move on to the next person. Sorry, please, if you put your question in the chat, I'm just going to go to it once I'm done. I want to ensure that people that have raised their hand, we can get through them. So, Joy, I've given you access to unmute. Please go ahead with your question.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Joy Onuchu.
Good
I have
evening.
two questions. I already paid for a particular course, but I'm looking at changing. Is that possible?
Yes, absolutely. So please just reach out to the person you're in conversation with, the salesperson. Let them know the previous program you're at and the one you're looking to change to, and then we'll change. So there's no problem. There's no problem with that.
Okay. Then I also want you to recommend because I'm looking at transitioning from the banking and finance industry into doing something else for myself, right? How would you advise, or what course would you advise that I take?
Okay. So are you a person that loves numbers or you're a person that loves to speak with people?
I love to speak with people.
Okay. So are you someone that like more front-facing role, or you really just want to do your thing and pass it on to someone else to have to present for you?
I can do either of them.
Either of them. Okay. So do you say you have like strong people skill?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So in the banking sector, what were you exactly? Were you customer service, customer facing?
No, I
Okay.
mean treasury operations.
Your treasury operations. Okay. But you don't have a problem with, okay. So do you like business in general?
Yes, I love business.
Okay. So why I'm asking this question is if you are more front facing, you're someone that likes to lead people, you're someone who also, is looking to transition out of what you're currently doing. You have the generative AI for BA and projects management. So you're going to be looking at the business entity from start to finish, how you can work on their processes, how you can ensure, putting your knowledge from the treasury operations aspect, but now on business perspective, what are the different ways you can help a business grow? Make sure that it's stable, make sure it's always generating revenue. Or if there are problems, if there are gaps, how can you improve on it? That's what a business analyst does. But now you're not even just getting that, you're also learning the PM aspect to it, so project aspect to it. So if you're looking at projects, you're going to be speaking with a lot of people. You'll be leading teams. Sometimes it could be software teams, sometimes it could be construction team, whatever it is, you're kind of leading people. And at the end of the day, you're going to be dealing with internal and external stakeholders. These are the different sets of individuals you'll be communicating with on a day-to-day basis. So this would be my recommendation. From the sound of your voice or how you are speaking, you sound like a very confident person. So speaking to people would not be a problem. This thing that I am doing with you, you'll be doing with a client. You'll be presenting slides, explaining the situation at every point. But trust me, projects are not straightforward. There are days you would have issues. You would need to think on your feet. You need to be a problem solver. You need to lead your team. This is what it would entail. But now you're not doing it alone. You're going to be doing it backed with AI. So this is why it will be a better platform. If you're looking for something entirely new, I would recommend you go for AI, generative AI for BA and project management. Okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. So yeah, you can just let the person know and then he or she would help you with the switch. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I'm gonna move to the next person, which is 829. Sorry, I don't know what your name is because your name is here on numbers. 829, please, if you're there, you can go ahead on mute. 829-752. If you're speaking, you're muted.
Good evening, ma'am.
All right, good evening. Please go ahead.
I just want to appreciate you for this platform and the time taken to sensitize us on this project is actually very impressive.
Thank you.
But I have two questions to ask. One
Okay.
is, can you hear me, ma'am?
Loud and clear.
Okay. The first question is, the 5K that was paid, what is it for? Because I remember someone asking, and the person was said that more money wasn't going to be paid. Because I'm saying this because of what the statement you made, that the last day for registration is tomorrow, which is very impromptu. you know, if I had
Sorry,
known
sorry
all the
to cut
while.
you short. Yeah, please,
Hello?
what 5K? Who did you pay 5K to?
Yeah?
Who did you pay for? Are you sure it's this company? You paid 5K to someone to join this session?
Yes.
Please confirm. This session is free. We
Yes,
we
I
don't
will
collect.
I will share that.
Yeah, I think maybe you have mix up with maybe companies. We don't collect payments for this. You can ask every other person on the call. You are in a WhatsApp group. You just joined for free. So I'm not sure who you paid 5,000 naira to, but we don't collect a dime. For this session, we don't collect a dime because we have programs that we're registering for. So maybe just also confirm because we absolutely do not collect any payments. We have over 36 people. If anybody made payment to join this session you are on, no, it's free. So please, you can just confirm. We don't collect money for that. Hello, are you there? If you're speaking, you're
I'm
on,
here, I'm here, I'm here. I wanted to show you proof of what I'm talking about.
okay, please just confirm the name of the maybe group you are in where you or the person that asked you to make payments because it is 1,000% not us. We don't collect money from that. But meanwhile, you can go ahead with your question. But I just needed to clarify that we don't collect payment on that end. So please just go ahead with your question. Um, I'm waiting for. Please go ahead with your question.
Okay. All right. So for the payment, if I'm able to, must the payment be made tomorrow or it can be extended?
So classes is starting this Saturday. So the payments, you need to make the payments on or before, end of tomorrow at the very latest. That's why I've given option. You're paying
Is
100.
the 75,000 or 40,000 now?
So you can either pay 150K, 75,000 if you are looking to start this Saturday. But if you want to start in March, you can pay 40,000 naira to lock in your slots, and then you're starting in March. Do you understand?
Okay.
Yes. Do you have any other question?
The question I wanted to ask was transition, but the last lady, you have answered it.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Was transiting because I'm an HR person, so I'm looking at going into tech fully. So the lady
Okay.
had asked the question and you have spoken on that.
Excellent.
I
Okay.
wouldn't want to ask the same question again.
All right. But then if you do feel like you want your specialized one-on-one, you can book for the clarity session. We have clarity session where you would either speak to myself or my colleague Mohammed or Abdullah, and we can go into details on that. So either Deborah or Janet, please drop that on the chat. So if anyone wants to book a one-on-one clarity or a clarity session, you can go ahead to do that. Okay. So please just lock in your slots between today and tomorrow if you can. Even if you're not starting this Saturday, you can start next month. But the discount is my problem. 150K now, 250K next month, next week rather. There's a whole 100K difference, and it doesn't make any, I would say it doesn't make any sense. If you can, please do that, okay? All right, so I'm gonna move on to the next person. Pastor something, I saw your hand up, but I can't see it anymore. So I'm gonna go to Mr. Saliu. Okay, Mr. Saliu has even dropped his hand. Series, please go ahead. I've given you the opportunity to unmute. Please go ahead with your question. Series.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Actually, my question is based on the vibe coding. Actually
Okay.
wanted to learn the vibe coding, but
Okay.
looking at the situation of subscription, actually I've been working with Reddit AI. Yesterday, I think so, the person that did the conversation there, introduced me to this before, and the other person that introduced me before to Netflix AI also talked about level. So what I'm saying is this: for Replicate AI, you have to pay $25 per month, monthly subscription. And I have not paid, but it seems like my work on Reflex AI is going to terminate on 22nd of this month. My question is, are they going to dispose it? As in, what I've been working on, are they going to discontinue it? I don't really understand. That's what I want to know. I'm
So
sorry
for
if I
Replit,
was not.
yeah, for Replit AI to kind of go over the subscription, you need to host locally for that. If you're using, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Yes. Yeah, for that, you need to host, let's say host now. You need to host locally for Replit AI. If you're using it directly from the web version, you would need to make payments. But if you are hosting locally, you can kind of host your fully functional website or application without having to pay that extra subscription. So this is what we'll be showing you if you go into vibe coding, because we're not just looking at Replit, there are other AI tools. So even if you don't want to host on Replit, the other AI tools, you can also host on them. But to bypass the subscription, you need to host locally. So that would be one way to just cut down on that so you don't pay. Because any of the programs you are going for, what we try to do is make sure that you don't have to pay any other money, any other subscription on it, apart from the training registration. So we look at key AI tools that we can either ensure you're not paying subscription by hosting locally, or your work would still be very good without you going through the paid subscription aspect of it. So for Replit directly, you just need to host it locally and then you're good to go.
How can I host locally when I'm using a cell phone? This is not
Oh,
a
cell phone,
comfortable.
you're not using you need a system for that. You even need a system for the
Well,
class.
my cell phone is kind of smallest width of 650. It's kind of looking like like a desktop, but I don't really think it can really do those jobs. I'm
You
a
can't
student
do
actually.
Yeah, you can't do that on a cell phone device because you won't even find the tool to host it.
Coming.
I'm very sorry.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was having clients. You can be conversing.
Okay, so I was saying you do need a laptop or desktop system to host locally. It's not something that can be done on a cell phone, even an iPad or an what do you call it now? The other tablets, you need a laptop for it. That's the only way. So you can't host it on your device. And if you need to learn how to host locally, then register for the program and we'll show you. But if any of our students are on here, we typically do that. Even NHN, we host it locally. We don't use it on the site because if you do that, you would need to pay subscription after 14 days, thereabouts, for that. Does that answer your question, series?
Actually, yeah, yeah, it answers my question. But I will still have to wait till I get the laptop so I can actually continue with your program.
Okay.
Thank you very
So
much
please,
for
yeah, you
what
can
you've
register.
enlightened me.
Yeah, so please, you can register for your slot for March, even if you will not be able to get your system in February. I don't want you to come back and pay 250,000 naira or more when you can pay something a lot cheaper. Okay? Okay, all right. Thank you. So moving on to the next person, I'll go to Mr. Saliu. Mr. Saliu, please go ahead with your question.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for opportunity to listen to you. This is the second time like yesterday, and actually, you are making the whole thing so more interesting. Like yesterday, I was talking about data analytics on the uh, actually, I was planning that by because of my program by this, I will start this Friday. But thank God that somebody can register and start by March next year, next month. I
Yeah.
mean, okay. Then also I overheard you talking on the financial modeling. Are you also offering financial modeling or financial
No. Financial analytics, we offer it, but that's our sister company, Tenalytics. But if you are paying for Tenalytics is in dollars, and that's about $1,200 dollars. So that's where we take financial analytics. But what we do in generative AI for data analytics is the type of data sets that we're working with. It could be a financial data set where we'll show you how you can use AI to either forecast for that, or we can also show you how to work on it with AI tools. So it's on the AI aspect that we'll be doing the financial analysis, not deeply on. It's just the type of data set we're working with. But if we are looking at financial analytics end to end, that's a program we take in Tenalytics, not Tenalytics business.
Oh, so no problem. I'll do the registration, but I won't be able to start this February
No
because
problem.
of my program. But I'll do the
Yes.
deposit so that to start by March.
Yeah. So
Even
please just
there's something I feel I put in March. It's the data I just feel before actually indicate by them.
okay. So you can lock in your slot now for March. That's absolutely fine. So just make
I've done
payment
that. I did something like that earlier
today or when?
today, this
Like right
evening,
now.
because something pop up. It show February 7th. It's so March. It's so April as an uptick April March. I don't know whether it's
No. That's
no.
the attendance form. Did
Okay,
you
okay,
pay?
okay.
Did you pay to the account details? My colleague
No,
Janet
no, no,
and
no. Yes,
okay, so
somebody said I will do that payment tomorrow.
so it's once you've made payments that you've registered. So if you've not paid and
Okay,
filled the form, you've not. That's
okay,
an attendance form. Okay.
okay,
All right.
okay. Thank
All right. Okay. So I think that's the last person's hand that was raised. So now I'm just going to go back to the chats and respond to people's questions on there. So I'm going to start from the top. Questions. Okay. So please, some of us put March for our time to start. Yes. So, okay, I think you've already made payments. So you can start in February or March. You are not limited. This is not right to ask. What was the okay? I think I already responded to this person. My question is, how can I partner with this platform? Salim, I don't get in what sense. Do you want to train other people? You want to train a group? We're always open to partnership. And if you want to partner with us, my email is on here. It's treasure@analytics.org. My phone number is on the website. You can call me, text me, WhatsApp me. I would respond. So I'm not really sure what you mean. How can I partner? If you're looking for partnership to train other people, fantastic. If you want to train your organization, you're a CEO, founder, please just let me know. Let us know. We have a special discount for that. That's completely different from what you see on here. We can provide this training for your team, and it might not be as long as 2 months. It could be a couple of days. We will run through this end to end. So that's on another note. The date of the registration is too short. Oh, Salim, you just found out yesterday. So I don't know why you found out just yesterday, because we've been doing this since January 10th, and class is starting February 7th. So I can understand that. So that's why I'm also hammering on the other option of you paying, either 3 installments, just locking with 40K, at least 40K. And then you're balancing the remaining money later on. You're starting in March. So even if you're just sharing about it, you don't need to jump right into class, if that helps. Okay. So Ibrahim says, is there attendance? Yes, the attendance form has been dropped a couple of times. Please ensure that you have filled it. That's fine, since we can lock in with 40K. Okay, good. Any other questions? How long is the course? David, is going to be for 2 months, 8 weeks, starting February 7th to wrap up by March 28th. Any other questions? Siri says, I want to ask questions. Okay, Siri, just raise your hand. Okay, I think he has asked the question. Okay, Aina said after the payments, can we just send the receipt to this group? So you can send the receipt to either Janet. Janet she has been dropping the link. Janet works, she's the customer sales associate on the team, Janet and Deborah. So just send it to the phone number there. They'll guide you on how to register. So please, if you make payments, because we have had a lot of people that made payments and then they don't feel, after she drops the account details, there's a place that says click here to upload your receipt after payment. Ensure you fill that form. Unless your money is going in the air, we can't guess who made payments. We're not psychics. Okay, fill the form. That's the only way we know you've made and complete the registration process. Very important. Ensure you do that. Okay, so can I lock in and start May or June? You can't do May or June because that's March, April, May. The extension period, either you're registering for February or you're going for March. So if you're not in February, you'd be in March, not May or June, unfortunately. So yeah, that's the plan. So sorry about the Ayomide. Lock in and start May or June. May or June it's quite a bit of extension. So it's either you're starting in February or March. Yeah, no payments. We didn't pay. Okay. I think they're just explaining. Please, can I lock in the one-on-one session? Salim. Yes, you can just, fill the clarity form. I should message my business model is completed and I want to speak with you directly. Okay, if you want to speak with me directly, my number is, I'll just put my number in the chat. It's on the website for anyone who cares to ask for it. That's my number. You can send me a message later on. Okay. Does any other person have any questions? Please, if you've made payments, I kindly ask that you fill the form. There is no way we can know if you registered unless you fill the form. Very, very important. Please, any other question? I can see 3. Okay, sending. Does any other person have any questions before we call it a night? Okay, Aina's hand is raised. Please go ahead, Aina.
All right. Thank you, Madam Treasurer. So, I have my wife that I wanted to register her too. So I don't know if you can. Maybe we need to book a section with you. She's studying marketing and she has been working with microfinance on their operations and all that. So I don't know which course will be suited for her. The another one, my senior sister just resumed a role of auditor. So she has been into accounting and other, but it's like a new role. So I'm looking at which course also can you recommend for her too. So and also I don't know if there's any link that because I noticed this group we cannot make a response or chat. So I don't know if you have any link that we can send to them also to join this and for them to be part of this then after all, because it won't be nice for me to just pay without her knowing the benefit of me paying. So I don't know if there's a link of this
To join this
group that you
call,
can.
is it
Ma,
the call or the group? The call or the WhatsApp group?
this particular WhatsApp group.
Okay. So you're asking for the link to the WhatsApp, correct?
Yes, for me to like, because currently I normally travel. So at least one of this meeting, if I can send it to her for her to join, so she too can understand this before just going ahead to pay. Then same to my other sister.
Okay, so I dropped my WhatsApp number on the group. So on the call, rather, on the chat. So send me a message. I'll send you the link to the WhatsApp group because I have to protect your own phone number. So send me a message directly on WhatsApp. I'll send you the link to the WhatsApp group so you can share to your wife and your senior sister as well. And then for the one-on-one session, my colleague has dropped the link to Clarity. It says book your free clarity session. That's the link to my Calendly, so you can actually book on that. Okay. Hi, Aina, are you there? If you're speaking, you're muted.
All right, thank you. Yeah, yes, thank you. I've copied that. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. Okay, so I think that's about everybody here. On that note, I think we can call it a day. If you've not registered, please ensure you do so on or before tomorrow. Tomorrow, we call it a wrap on this. And by next week, price is going to be 250,000 naira. So please ensure you're doing that, as soon as you can. Okay. That being said, thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. It was really, really amazing speaking to you all and hearing your questions. Dogara, Bola, Ibrahim, Joy, everyone that stayed to this point, I really do appreciate. I think we're going to call it a night here. Thank you so much for joining. Please enjoy the rest of your evening and have a great night. Okay. Cheers and bye for now. Bye, everyone, and have a great day.